This is the video for lesson 4.3. Our learning objective is to be able to multiply fractions. I think you've maybe seen this before, but by the end of this lesson, by the end of 4.3, you need to be able to take fractions and multiply them together. Okay? All right, so 1/2 times 3/5. I'm going to show you a little bit about what this means. Okay? Now, take for example 1/3 times 1/4. So it's 1/3 of 1/4, or you could do 1/4 of 1/3. Either way, and of means multiplication. Okay, so let's do this. This fraction 1/3 is, I'm going to take something. There you go. I have 1/3 of something, so I want this much. That is 1/3. Okay, it's something broken up into 3 parts. I want 1/3 of it. Now I want 1/4 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I want 1/4 of it. Okay, so 1/4 of the 1/3, or 1/3 of the 1/4. Okay, it goes both ways. So this is what I want. I multiply the 1/4 times 1/3, and I get 1, and there's a total of 12 there. I get 1/12. Okay, so that's what it actually represents. That's how understanding a fraction. You're taking a fraction of a fraction. When you multiply a fraction by a fraction, you're getting smaller because you want a part of a part. Okay, so that got me 1/12. The easy way to do it is that you just multiply across. Unlike adding and subtraction, you don't need to worry about the denominator being the same. This, you just go across. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? So you get 1/12. All right. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to try and do this one just like I did it with a model. Okay, so I want 1/2. There you go. That is 1/2 of 1/2 of this whole of a whole. Now I'm going to times it by 3/5. I need 5. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I need 3 of these. 1. Let's see, 3/5. So it's this one, and this one. 3 of the 5. Okay. So then what I have is I have this one, this one, this one. And so now it's 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3/10. Okay? I have 3/5 of 1/2. Multiplying together, I get a smaller part. So that's how you can do it with a model. Okay? Now, what I always do, now that I understand this, because it's important to understand, what are we doing? We're taking a part of a part. So it's getting smaller and smaller, multiplying fractions. You understand the idea of it. Now, I don't do this picture for all of my fractions that I multiply. I just multiply across. Okay? Now, if you don't know your multiplication facts, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. 3/10. And that's what I got when I did the picture also. But 3/10 is my answer. Okay? Now, you need to simplify it. Now this, can I simplify? Nope. 3, I always look at the smallest number and see all the numbers that go into that. So this one, it's 1 and 3. Now does 3 go into 10? Nope. 1 does, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing. So I can't simplify it. Okay. Now, let's look at this one. 5, 6 times 9, 10. Okay. What this basically is this. 5 times 9 over 6 times 10. Okay. Now, because of multiplication, I can go 2 times 3, or I can go 3 times 2. I'm going to get the same thing, okay? That's a property that they have. Can go back and forth. So I could change this, actually, 10 times 6, okay? Now, if I do that, I can see this 5 and 10. That can be simplified. 5/10, I can take it by 5. And it becomes 1/2. This 3 goes into both of those, so this becomes 3, this becomes 2, okay? Now I can just multiply across. 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 2 is 4, okay? So I simplified it before I did the multiplication. If I would do the multiplication, it would be 45, 60. That I know I can simplify. I like to simplify before I go across, okay? Now, you can do cross simplifying. You can do cross, because it's just basically, these are in line. So if I see this and this, it just has to be a top number and a bottom number. I see this 5 and this 10, that can be divided by 5, and that can be divided by 5. I'm reducing the top and the bottom by the same amount. That becomes a 1, that becomes a 2, okay? And I see that 3 can go into each of these. Divide this by 3, divide this by 3. 3 divided by 3 equals 3. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So now I'm going to rewrite it. This is 1 over 2 times 3 over 2. I go like that. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. I get my 3/4. Okay? Giving you a couple different ways to simplify that and to get the correct answer. Okay. If you would just multiply across, you're going to get this 45, 60. You're going to need to simplify that. When a number ends with 5 and 0, I know I can divide it by 5. So I could start by that. 45 over 60, divide each side by 5. That's going to get me 9, and that is going to get me 12. Okay? Now I look at those two numbers, and with 9, I have 1, 3, and 9. Does 9 go into 12? Nope. 3 does. So I'm going to divide each side by 3. 9 times 3 is 3. 12 times 3 is 4. I can't go any simpler to that than that. Okay? So just a little review on how you simplify. Let's do one more, and then you will be all set to go on to the guided practice and the independent practice and extra practice and so forth. Okay? So 3/5 times 10. 3/5 times 10. Okay. Now, multiplication, I like to multiply fraction by fraction. So this 10 is the same as 10 over 1. Okay? Because 10 divided by 1 equals 10. Anything over 1 is the top number. Okay? So 10 divided by 1, or 10 once, equals 10. So if I want to make this a fraction and still keep it 10, I just go 10 over 1. Okay? So 3/5 times 10/3. I'm going to kind of look at the cross. 3 and 1, I can't simplify that at all. 3 and 5ths, I can't simplify it. 10 and 1, I can't simplify. But 10 and 5, I know that 5 goes into each of those. So that becomes a 2, and that becomes a 1. So now I have 3 over 1 times 2 over 1. And then I just go across. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. I know that any number over 1 is the number. 6, 1. Because this is how many parts I have. And this is the whole. Okay? So it's going to take one part to make a whole. So here's 1, but I need 6 parts. Here's another one. Only takes 1 to make a whole, so here's my 1, but I need 6. So then I count all my holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 1 equals 6. Okay? So that's how you multiply fractions. You can just go across and then simplify. You can simplify before and then go across. You might need to put a 1 under a number so that it's a fraction, and then you just go across. Okay? And don't forget to simplify.